What is going on, everybody? Let's go. Let us go. Fantasy football. Football is back. Here we go. Let's have a day. Happy week one, everybody. Good to see everyone in the stream so far. Hope Thursday and hope Friday treated you well so far. Let's freaking go. You know what word I would want to use, but we're on YouTube. We can't use that. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Good to see you, everybody. Happy week one indeed. Again, hope Thursday, hope Friday went well for everybody with Chiefs and Ravens and Eagles and Packers. Those are some really, really good games. Unfortunate injuries, too, with Jordan Love and now how that impacts the entirety of the Green Bay offense and stuff like that. But hey, we have so many more games to get through today and talk about. Cody, it is back. It is back in full strength. So today, for the next hour or so, I will be answering all of your questions, starts and sits. We have had a multitude of news updates today regarding Dak Prescott getting paid nearly $60 million a year guaranteed. We got Tyreek Hill detained for a traffic violation or something like that. And it was reported that there was an altercation then with a police officer. That is why he ended up in handcuffs. So we will be answering all of your questions. Should I still start Tyreek if he's playing, which it sounds like he is? You should absolutely still start him. Missed the content in the offseason. Happy you guys are back. Hey, we are happy to be back too, and we are happy to see all of you here as well. Let's just dive right on in. Let's get into some of these questions here. We're going to start with Dylan, Jalen Waddle, Deontay Johnson. I think you should be with the update of Tyreek Hill, even though we know that he's going to play. Who knows? Like, is he going to be a little distracted today? We don't know. I think Jalen Waddle, there is some intrigue, there is some contingent upside, and you know that he's going to play good as well. I would go Waddle over Deontay today as well. Soul, is Chase a bad start? I don't think it's necessarily if it's going to be a good or bad start, but I think it just what has happened with the contracts he's playing today. I think the range of outcomes are just a little bit wider than what we would expect from a guy like Jamar Chase. You still are going to play Jamar Chase, but you just have to know that there's a possibility that he just doesn't come through this week. He might only give you 10, 12. And again, not ideal, but that's just a possibility with everything that's played out today for him. It's also a bummer, though, because if Jamar Chase isn't going to be, going at 100% today because he's going to be looking out for himself in a contract and stuff, you would wish that T. Higgins was healthy today, because that opportunity would be, gold for T. Higgins. But Caleb Williams or Joe Burrow today, I kind of lean Caleb Williams here. Not that I don't think Joe Burrow is a bad play, but with no T. Higgins, a question mark with Jamar Chase, I think I'm going to lean Caleb as much as it, rookie quarterback, first game of the year, first game of his regular season career. I'm going to lean Caleb there. Najee Harris or Jerome Ford at the running back 2 and Tank or Monty at the flex. The running back situation is kind of interesting because Jerome gets Dallas, not the greatest of matchups for the guy. Najee, though, is getting Atlanta. I'm probably going to lean Najee over Jerome Ford there and Tank or Monty at the flex. I think you got to go Tank. I think you can play for some upside there with Tank, some big plays, and I think you're going to kick yourself if you don't. You know what you're going to get with Monty, right? You know you're probably going to get 11 or 12 out of Monty. Tank could give you 17, 18. I think that's the way to go. Bad Awesome, a pick to Travis Etienne, Alvin Kamara, Rashad White. So Etienne going up against Miami, Kamara going up against Carolina, and Rashad White. Tampa gets, who does Tampa play? I had not even looked at who Tampa is playing. My leaning is the first two. Let me confirm. Tampa gets, that's right, Washington. I think you go ETN and Kamara. I don't know. I think those guys have more of a ceiling than Rashad White does. Football Harry, Olave, or Debo this week. I'm gonna go with Debo, the guy that has been the guy that's been in training camp so far for San Francisco, right? Brandon Ayuk is reportedly going to be playing on a limited role just because he missed all the preseason. So that means even more work than for Debo. I'm going to go Debo on that one. Stevenson, Bowers, or Edwards in the flex. Probably going to go Ramondre just because you know that he's just going to get the most work today between Brock Bowers, who's coming off of he's healthy, but he was dealing with an injury during practice this week. Gus Edwards, timeshare. I think Ramondre is the play there. Should I start Chase? If not, do I start Mostert, Ridley, or Spears? I think you still start Chase because you don't want to be the guy that puts Chase on his bench and then Chase still goes off for 18 or 20, right? Like, it's unfortunate, but Chase you still have to play because you know what he can do if, on two big plays, right? Versus some of the other, versus Mostert, Ridley, or Spears. They can't give you what Chase can give you even on a limited basis, if that makes sense. Jalen Waddle or Rashad White this week. We're going to go with Jalen Waddle on that one. Davis, Dak Prescott, or Jared Goff. That's a great question. I'm going to go Jared Goff actually on this one. Dak gets Cleveland with no CeeDee Lamb throughout the offseason and training camp and stuff like that. It's probably going to take a week or two for this Dallas offense to kind of be at full strength versus Jared Goff at home. Yeah, we're going to go Jared Goff on that one. Tank or Javonte Williams. I don't necessarily mind Javonte as a start this week. My preference, though, is to go with Tank, though, on that one. Amari Cooper, Brandon Ayuk, Javonte Williams start two. I'm going to say Amari Cooper and Javonte Williams on that one. Ayuk is kind of an interesting one. You got to wait till Monday, right? Because San Francisco is on Monday night against the Jets. I think you just take what Javonte is going to give you and Amari is going to give you this week. Kirk Cousins or Dak Prescott. That one is kind of a coin flip for me. I might go Dak just because I'm not sure what to expect out of Kirk in his first game with Atlanta, first game back from his injury as well. So it's honestly a coin flip there. DeAndre Hopkins, Brock Bowers, or Darnell Mooney in my flex. I would not start DeAndre Hopkins this week. Need to see a week of what the injury has, as an impact on his, on his production, if that makes sense. So it's between Brock Bowers and Darnell Mooney. And I'm probably going to go Brock Bowers. But I don't feel great about it. I would probably go Bowers there. Casual cheesehead, Brian Robinson, Tyjae Spears, or Chase Brown non-PPR. That's a Brian Robinson one for sure. I don't know what the touchdown, because that's what you want. You want touchdowns. I don't know what Spears' touchdown upside is. I don't know what Chase Brown's touchdown upside is. I think Brian Robinson is definitely the play there. Dean over on Facebook, pick 2 and non-PPR, Ayuk, Ridley, DJ Moore. I'm going to go Ridley and DJ Moore. I know that Ridley has a tough matchup, but so does Ayuk. So in that set, I'm going to go with the last two. I'm going to go Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore for that one. AR or Levis. Hunter, good to see you in the chat, buddy. Good to see you. That's easily Richardson. Easy. Jalen Waddle or Marvin Harrison. That's kind of a luxury choice there, to be honest with you. I like it. Thank you. Yep, you got it, Dana, anytime. Spears or Swift. I'm going to say Swift on that one. This is the question that I wanted to get back to. Waddle or Harrison. I think you can go Waddle on that one, but I also will say you can't go wrong because that Arizona Buffalo game could be a high scoring game. Then you've got Waddle with his contingent upside, right? I think Waddle is probably the play there, but I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. Allen or Collins. That is Nico Collins, 1,000%. Who should I go with on my flex? James Conner, Malik Neighbors. That's a Malik Neighbors one for me. I know that James Conner does have some work cut out for him in this Arizona offense, but Malik Neighbors is, I would not be surprised if Malik Neighbors comes away as like a top 15 wide receiver on the week, just because Brian Daboll calling the shots. I think it's just going to be a Malik Neighbors game for the Giants. Jaden Daniels or Tua. That one's kind of an interesting one. Jaden with his rushing upside, Tua going up against Jacksonville. I'm probably going to say Tua on that one. Just again, need to see a week of Jaden Daniels, because what we saw during the preseason wasn't that exciting. It was a lot of horizontal, not so much vertical. His rushing upside, but his rushing upside is what's going to give him points this week. I think I'm going to go Tua on that one. Mostert or Zamir White. I think that one is a Mostert one. I think you could also say too, just need to see a week of Zamir White and what the role is. I think it's okay to miss on Zamir White, especially if you have a Raheem Mostert. Because if he comes out in a 3-down role, that's going to be optimal for the future weeks ahead. Your draft really helped me in the draft guy really helped me in my draft this year. Thank you guys. Of course, glad you got some help out of the draft guy. We put a ton of time into that one this year, and we're gonna try to make it better going into next year as well. Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin, Alvin Kamara need 2 QBs. Need 2, and the QB is Jaden Daniels. That one is tough. Because I think the one for sure that you still have to play is Jamar Chase. I think you still have to play him. As nervy as it is, you still have to. So then it's between Terry with Daniels on a stack or Kamara. And I might lean Terry just because you've got Jaden Daniels. If you had another quarterback, I'd probably go Kamara. But I think because you have Daniels, I think you could go Terry on that one. Mostert or Aaron Jones, I think that is going to be a Raheem Mostert one for me as well. Pitts or Freiermuth, we're going to go. Actually, that one's an interesting one. I don't really trust Freiermuth with Arthur Smith. I also don't really know what Kyle Pitts' injury status was like because he picked up the hammy during the week. So I'll probably going to say Pitts, but I think it's definitely going to be closer between those two guys than people anticipate. Jonathan over on Facebook, Keon Coleman, DK Metcalf, Allen or Ford at the flex. I think that one you still go DK. It's not ideal with him going up against Pat Surtain this week, but at the same time, none of the other guys really, have the potential work usage that DK Metcalf can have this game. I know Jerome Ford is going to have a workhorse role, allegedly. That's what we all assume. But going up against Dallas is just not an easy matchup. Waddle, Ayuk, or Amari Cooper. I'm going to go Waddle and Amari Cooper on that one. Philip over on Facebook, Gibbs or Mostert. That's a Gibbs one for me still. Achane, Kamara, or Montgomery start 2. That's an Achane and Kamara one for me as well. I have Jordan Love. What should I do next week? I think you need to look for 3 quarterbacks on your waivers. Hi, Cameron. Hello. I think the 3 quarterbacks you need to look for on the waivers: Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, or Justin Fields. I think those are the 3 that you need to go look for on waivers. You should be just fine with those 3. If the Rams offense is as good as we think it is, Stafford could actually be a sneaky start. Fields with his rushing upside, I like it as well. I think those would be my top 2 choices, actually. Better way to say that. What do you do next week with Jaden Reed and Christian Watson? I am probably I'm probably gonna waivers, honestly. Whoever is on waivers that has the big week, just gonna have to take the chance on the waiver guy, because I don't know if you're gonna be able to pull off a trade this early in the season with either one of them. Ayuk on a snap count or Yoshi, as the Bengals like to call him. I would still go Ayuk on that one. It's not great, but I don't know what confidence I have in Yoshi then for the Bengals. Drake, Terry, or Malik. I need 2. I would go Malik Neighbors for sure. Drake London going up against Washington. Terry going up against Atlanta is going up against Pittsburgh. Terry is going up against Tampa. I'm probably going to go Drake on that one. Is Caleb Williams a risky start? I think I wouldn't call him a complete risk, but there is some risk with him being a rookie, right? So there's probably going to be some growing pains in this first game, especially against a tough secondary like Tennessee's. But I think there's some playmaking ability that he still has to come through this week in fantasy. Sam Darnold or Justin Herbert? This is a fascinating question. Never thought that we would be here on week one talking Sam Darnold or Justin Herbert. Chargers go up against Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. I'm double checking myself. They do. I'm going to try not to be the homer here, but I think I'm going to go Sam Darnold here just because he does have a Justin Jefferson to throw to. Palmer or Deontay this week. I'm going to go Deontay just because I don't know what Palmer's upside is versus I know what I'm getting with a Deontay Johnson. Who do you like as my flex? Jordan Mason, Chase Brown, Jalen Warren, or Mostert? I'm torn. I'm definitely going Mostert in that one. I know that Jordan Mason has some intrigue, as a, kind of a handcuff or, increased role depending on McCaffrey's status. Chase Brown, you don't know what that backfield's going to look like. Jalen Warren, also don't know what that backfield is going to look like. Mostert, you know what you're going to get from Mostert too. Like there's no way he's going to be phased out or anything like that in the Miami offense. If Chase plays, should I start Burrow? It depends on who else you got. Do you think Malik Willis can be a league winner this year? No, I do not. Chase is out. Last time I checked from Schefter, he said that Chase was active. So let's see here. Let me confirm that, because if he's not playing, that definitely changes up something. Nope. Tom Pelissero half an hour ago, Jamar Chase is active. He is active. Eli Likely or Mark Andrews. Well, they did play on Thursday, but it's still Mark Andrews. Do not overreact. It is still Mark Andrews. Adams, Jefferson, or Waddle, pick two. Jefferson for sure, and I'm probably going to go Adams on that one, just because Devontae is a beast against the Chargers. I thought he was active, but on a snap count. I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily a team in post snap count if that's going to happen. I think if there is a snap count, I think it's actually going to be Jamar Chase kind of like protesting a little bit. So I don't think it's a team. I don't think it's a team in post snap count, but even if he is on a snap count, Jamar Chase is one of those players that can make something out of nothing, right? Or out of little opportunity. So even if he is on a snap count, I think Jamar Chase is still, he's probably not the wide receiver one that you drafted him to be. He's probably closer to a flex, but again, you still play him in that sense. Baker or Goff this week from Coleman over on YouTube. That is a Jared Goff one for me. DeAndre Swift or Rome Odunze. Probably going to go Roma on that one. Just because I also don't like DeAndre's matchup against that Tennessee run defense versus Rome. I think he has some bigger play potential in that Chicago offense for this week. Jaden Daniels or Jared Goff, I should say. I am going to say that one's close. I'm going to go Goff, though, just indoors at home. Caleb or Goff this week. That one's probably a coin flip. I would understand Goff. I also understand Caleb as well. Who should I put at the flex? Ridley Pickens or Godwin? For me, it's a sneaky Chris Godwin one. But I would also understand Ridley there as well. Keenan Allen or Keon Coleman. It's not great for either one of them. Probably going to go Keon and just try to play what if he is the preferred target for Josh Allen in that Bills offense. I think that's the way I would go. Hunter, I have Xavier Gibson as my wide receiver right now. Do you guys like him? If you don't, who would you go with? 14 team, and I have Wilson already. Please help. I would not play Gibson this week. I actually would never play Gibson. So I would go look at waivers real quick and try to find another option there. Eric on Facebook, Stafford or Richardson? This is a great question because I think Stafford can have a great game, but Richardson's upside is like the number one quarterback on the week. that is a legitimate possibility for Richardson. So I'm going to go Richardson there. Waddle or Neighbors this week. This one's close for me. This one is very, very, very close. But I am going to say Waddle just on contingent upside. But Neighbors could also, maybe the best way to say it, you can't go wrong with either one of them. I think both are going to have very solid weeks. Maybe if you want to, if you're not the biggest believer in Waddle, you could go Neighbors. That makes sense to me as well. DJ Moore or Malik Neighbors, that's a Malik Neighbors one for me. Connor or Tank, Connor gets half a point for first downs. That's a James Conner one then. If you're getting that extra point for first downs, I think you got to go James Conner then. John on Facebook, Ayuk or Keon Coleman. I think on that one, I'm going to go Ayuk. Doesn't feel great just because he's probably going to be on a limited usage, but you don't really know what you're going to get with Keon, right? Versus Ayuk, you know that he's going to be on a snap count, but he's going to be he's in that San Francisco offense. Josh Palmer, Yoshi, or Curtis Samuel this week. I'm going to go Josh Palmer. Not exactly sure where Curtis Samuel's injury lies with him and his turf toe injury. Probably going to go with Josh Palmer. Yeah, I'm going to go Josh Palmer for that one. Brian Neighbors or Brian Thomas Jr., that is a Malik Neighbors one. Brian Thomas, it'll be fun to see him kind of grow and develop this year. I don't know how much we're going to be able to rely on him on the early side of the season, but second half of the season, he's going to be a very solid play, in my opinion. Jordan Addison, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Chris Godwin, star 3 in full PPR. It's going to be the last 3 for me. It's going to be Olave, Wilson, and Chris Godwin. Not exactly sure where Addison lies with his injury. He's playing. I don't know how healthy. I don't know if he's going in 90%, 95, 100, maybe even 80% for all I know. But I think Olave, Wilson, and Godwin are the plays there in full PPR. There we go. Hunting and fishing, is a pick up a Geno through waivers good to cover for Love? I would say so, yes. Brian, thank you. You are very, very welcome. Burrow over Williams, right. I'm probably going to go Caleb. Over Burrow this week. London, St. Brown, Neighbors, and PPR. I would order it. St. Brown, Neighbors, London. That's how I would order it. Ridley, Odunze, or Samuel in full PPR. If it's Curtis Samuel, I'm going Ridley. If it is Deebo Samuel, we're going Deebo Samuel. Cincy by 9, yes or no? Cincy gets New England. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes on that one. Streaming defenses in special teams starting out. Who do you think this week? Minnesota. Minnesota. For Jerome Ford or Christian Kirk in half PPR, probably going to go Christian Kirk on that one. Jaden Daniels or Geno Smith. That's a Jaden Daniels one for me. Diggs or DK Metcalf in PPR. That's close. I'm going to say Metcalf on that one. Maybe that's a little more risky than going with Diggs, but I probably need to see Diggs in that Houston offense for a week before I really have any faith in putting him in my lineup. Hunter Houday, Day is the Bengals. I'm not a Bengals fan. I don't know how the chant goes, but I know Houday is Cincinnati. Great question from Cam here. Do you think Tucker Kraft continues to outperform Musgrave? And to be completely honest, I think he does. I don't think it's going to be as, the discrepancy is going to be as big as it was between Kraft and Musgrave in week 1. But I think Kraft is sneaky like tight end 1A to Musgrave's tight end 1B. So I think both have some intrigue, but I would not be surprised if Tucker Kraft is actually the Packers tight end. If you were to hold one of them or roster one of them, I think it would be Tucker Kraft, in my opinion. Chuba Hubba. There you go, Cameron. Chuba Hubbard or Javonte Williams. Chuba going up against New Orleans and Javonte getting Seattle. I'm going to go Javonte on that one. Hudson on Facebook. Tank Dell or Terry McLaurin. Probably going to go. I guess it really matters. It depends on, do you want the steady production? Like, do you want the floor of Terry or do you want the upside of Tank? If you have a bunch of floor guys everywhere, I would go with Tank. But if you've got upside guys everywhere, I'm going to go Terry. Do you think Brock Bowers will do good this week? I'm not really sure what to expect from Brock Bowers, just because I don't know what his role is in that Raiders offense. So for the time being, I'm going to say, I don't know. But I will say I like the talent. And I think there is some possibility for him to have a very solid week 1. Hudson, thank you. You're very welcome. Deontay Johnson or Calvin Ridley this week. I'm probably going to lean Deontay. No, we're going to go Ridley on that one. It's close, but I'm going to go Ridley. Dwayne on Facebook, Jaden Daniels or Justin Herbert? Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, 1,000%. Brock Bowers or Taysom Hill in full PPR? Gosh, wild card 1 or wild card 2? Do you want curtain 1 or curtain 2? That's how I see it between those two guys this week. If you want to get cute with it, you can go Taysom Hill. I think I would do Bowers, but I think you can go Taysom Hill if you really, really want to. Rico Dowdle, Brian Robinson Jr. this week. We're going to go Brian Robinson. Not a great matchup for Rico to start out in against Cleveland. So we're going to go Robinson there. Ridley or Sutton this week. We're going to go Calvin Ridley for sure. Justin Herbert or Kyler Murray. I think but Kyler's sneaky. Kyler is 1,000% the start there. 1,000%. BDZ, very, very welcome. Teddy, Devin Singletary, or Jerome Ford. By the way, love your content. Helped me win my league last year. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Happy to help, and let's do it again this year. For me, it's going to be Singletary. Both are guys that I just don't. I see them very similar as players. Just guys that are kind of that they didn't fall into a 3-down role in their offense, but like that's just where they are at in their offense. Singletary, like outside of Malik Neighbors, it's probably Devin Singletary who's going to be the next up. That's going to, or like he's going to be the next one in line to make plays for that offense versus Jerome Ford. Like you've got Amari Cooper, Deshaun Watson can make something happen. David Njoku, right? I'm going to go Singletary. Dwayne, thanks. Very, very welcome. Looks like Malik Willis is getting the start next week. And if that's the case, I'm not starting any Packer player besides Josh Jacobs. Dan on Facebook, Kyler or Tua this week. We're going to go with Kyler for sure on that one. Answered this one earlier, but I'm glad you're bringing it back up. Waddle on contingencies, Marvin Harrison as a rookie. I'm probably going to lean Waddle, but I don't think you can go wrong either way. Is Jordan Mason worth picking up? Yes. Yes. Even if you're not going to play him every week, we just don't know what McCaffrey's injury is going to be like. He is definitely worth picking up. Jalen Waddle, Brian Thomas, DK Metcalf, or Chris Godwin start 2. For me, I'm going Waddle and Godwin. I like Godwin that much this week to play him over DK, who is probably going to get Pat Surtain this week. Bowers or Ingram, please help. I got you, Carrie. I got you. Go Ingram on that one. Just give it a week with Bowers. Just because, again, rookie tight end in that Vegas offense. Just need to see a week. James Conner, Nico Collins at the flex. Nico Collins for sure. If it's full PPR, I'm going Nico. Half PPR, I'm going Nico. But if it's standard, I'm going James Conner then. Kendrick Lamar halftime show will be hyped. That's the other big news. We got Kendrick Lamar as the halftime show this year. That's if he plays not like us. Oh, dude, that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome. Kyle Pitts or David Njoku from Ken on YouTube. This one's interesting. I'm probably going to go Pitts. Just because I'm not the biggest fan of Njoku with Deshaun Watson. That's really what it comes down to for me. Take the chance on Jamar Chase or just put in Christian Kirk. I think you still take the chance on Jamar Chase. I think you definitely still take the chance on him. T-Law or Jaden Daniels. Probably Daniels, just barely though. Great name. Rome or Lockett this week. Definitely Roma Dunze. Definitely Roma Dunze. Zamir White, is he worth starting? I think it depends on your other options. I think it depends on who else you have. If you're staring at if you're staring at like Tyler Lockett and Darnell Mooney, then Zamir White for sure. Thank you. Of course, of course. Bengals defense or Bears defense? I would probably go Bears defense. I know the Bengals have a nice matchup against New England. The Bears defense is actually very, very good though. I have the Saints defense, but it's 3 points per interception. I think that's a-okay. A-okay. Start DK or Malik Neighbors. Personally leaning towards Neighbors with DK against Surtain this week. What's your take? I 1000% agree with that stance. Definitely would go Neighbors for that reason alone. Did I make a mistake in drafting Jahmyr Gibbs over Saquon Barkley? I don't think it's necessarily a mistake. Like, yeah, Saquon just went for 3 touchdowns. Like, that's that's not going to make you feel great. But I think come season end, like, they're going to be very close to each other. I don't think you really made a mistake at all with Jahmyr Gibbs. Sell or hold on likely 12-man tight end premium and you have McBride, sell. If someone is willing to pay up for Isaiah Likely, because I think it's going to be a consistent thing, sell. Easy sell. Aaron Jones or James Cook this week? We're going to go James Cook on that one. Just made a last-second trade for Christian Kirk. Traded away Bowers and Tyler Algier, but wasn't for sure about Chase. Rate the trade. For you getting Christian Kirk, but only giving up Bowers and Algier, A+. Way to go. That is, like, even though like Christian Kirk isn't like, world beater by any means, like, to only give up what you did for him, very, very nice. You still go Jamar here, but to get Christian Kirk out of that's a very, very good. That's a good deal to make. Oops, I forgot to say you got Cincinnati defense too. I'm still going to go New Orleans, just going up against Carolina. Let's see. Adam over on Facebook. Hey, go Huskers, by the way. What a win last night for Nebraska. That was a beatdown. Fans or Freiermuth this week? Neither. I would honestly stream the position. I think you can drop Fans and go find somebody else to stream. Sport God, DK Palmer, JSN, or Garrett Wilson. If I had to rank it, I would go Garrett Wilson, DK, JSN, Palmer. Go Big Red. Dude, I was very, very impressed with Nebraska. I'm a sneaky Matt Rule fan, and I think him getting Raiola is massive. Kyler Murray or Jaden Daniels. That's a Kyler Murray one without a doubt. Burrow or Fields. Justin Fields, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Fields is starting today. Okay, if you have a Tua or you're sitting on who else? Kind of these like mid-lane, like I would even start Fields over like Dak Prescott. I would start Fields over Brock Purdy. I would start Fields over Trevor Lawrence. If Fields is available and you have one of those quarterbacks, go start Justin Fields. Pick 2, Kincaid, Edwards, or Pickens. Personally, I'm going to go Kincaid and Pickens there. Do I start Calvin Ridley, Deontay Johnson? I say start Ridley there. 2 running backs, JT, Jahmyr, or White. Definitely go JT and Jahmyr for sure. Should I try to trade away Mark Andrews, or am I just overreacting? You are definitely overreacting. He's going to be just fine. Pickens or Tank this week. I'm going to go Tank on that one. What do you think about Alvin Kamara, my running back 1 next to James Cook, with wide receiver first 2 picks? I think that's a really solid duo running back with Kamara and James Cook. Neighbors, Addison, or Waddle. I'm probably going to go Neighbors over Waddle just slightly. I think I would understand if you're not so sure about Daniel Jones that you go with Waddle instead. I think you have that luxury to go with the other, but I would say Neighbors. Leaning towards Fields over Burrow with the wide receiver uncertainty. Bingo. Yes, you are correct, Andrew. That is correct. Brian Thomas, Jordan Addison, or Jalen Warren. I kind of lean Jalen Warren there, but I don't think I kind of lean Warren there. DK, Palmer, JSN, and Mostert in the flex. I'm probably going to go Mostert, DK, JSN, Palmer. That's how I would go. Will Jamar start? He is playing. I don't know if we can definitively say like he's going to start. He should, right? He's the best wide receiver on their team, but we don't know. Is Tyreek playing after the arrest? All the reports sound like he is. All the reports are saying that he's active, so I don't see why not. It might be kind of a Scotty Scheffler situation though, where like he is playing, but it's he's still playing. What a day though for that. Zay likely worth picking up on waivers. It's a tough one with likely because it ultimately depends on what you've got already. Because I don't think we're going to see another week like we saw. Um, that being said, though, like if you're streaming the position, I think likely is a solid guy to kind of pick up as a streaming option, but he's not one that you're like stashing away, if that makes sense. Brian over on Facebook can only play two: Marvin Harrison Jr., Olave, or Waddle. Who do you go with? For me, I'm going to go Marvin Harrison and Jalen Waddle. Those would be my two there. Kyler or Jaden Daniels, we're going to go Kyler. Kyler or Dak, we're going to go to Kyler there as well. Good choice to play Zay over London or no. I don't. That one's tough because Zay didn't have like the best of games, but it wasn't terrible as well. I think London might have been the better play, but jury is still out on that, obviously, because they haven't played. So Falcons, a good defense this week going up against Pittsburgh. Not the biggest fan of Atlanta this week. I know it's Pittsburgh, but I'm not super high on the Falcons defense for week one, at least, just because they've had so many changes on the defensive side with new coaching and new players coming in. I would probably stay away from the Falcons defense. Dak or Baker this week, probably Dak at that point. I'm really going to struggle finding a way for Dak into a starting lineup this year. Jerome Ford or Josh Palmer in PPR. That one's close. I sneaky like Palmer, that he can be kind of lead receiver this week for the Chargers. But the role that Ford could have, I think that's a toss-up. I lean Palmer there. That's a toss-up, though. Bears defense good this week. I like the Bears defense this week. So if you're looking at streaming a defense, I think Bears are a great option. Cowboys defense, I would stay away from the Cowboys this week. Need to see a week of what Mike Zimmer's defense is going to look like going up against Cleveland. I'm staying away. Metcalf, Ridley, Brian Thomas need one. I'm probably going to go Metcalf still. That one, yeah. Pick two: DK Neighbors or Ridley. Neighbors and DK on that one. Kent over on YouTube, Brian Thomas, Keenan Allen, or Aaron Jones. Yikes. I'm probably going to say Aaron Jones on that one. Need to see a week of Keenan and Brian Thomas. Going to go Aaron Jones. I have Goff, Amon-Ra, Gibbs. Oh, yeah. I'm guessing that. Yes, absolutely. Is Fred Warner a good defensive player today? Yeah, I think so. I think Fred Warner. Yeah, I think that's a solid play. Pickens or Chris Olave. That's an Olave one. That one's kind of, when I say gross, I don't mean like you did anything wrong, but like it's just how you feel going into week one with their situations. Olave is going to give you like 8, 9, 10 targets. Pickens, we just don't know, right? Especially with Fields. That's the thing. Burrow or Purdy this week. That one's tough. I'm probably going to go Burrow just because he's got the easier matchup, right? Like both have question marks with their weapons, right? Ayuk on a snap, on a limited role. Jamar, who knows? T. Higgins out for Cincinnati. Like I'm probably just going to go with Burrow on that one still. Goff or Fields. I think you could go Fields, but I sneaky like Goff as a start this week. Tony Pollard or Devin Singletary. Probably Singletary. I'm just need to see a week of the Tennessee backfield. That's where I'm at as well. DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, Terry McLaurin. If I had to choose one, I'm probably going Terry, then Amari, and then DJ Moore. But at the same time, both have some very like suspect, tough, matchups in front of them. DJ Moore is probably going to get L'Jarius Sneed. Amari Cooper's going to get Trey Diggs. Terry McLaurin, Washington going up against Washington is going up against Tampa. I kind of lean Terry, but I don't think it's necessarily the end of the world if you go with one of the other ones. Thanks for your help this week. Of course, happy to help everybody. Hey, I love your videos. Hey, I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy all of our other videos, not just mine. I hope you like all of our other videos, though. In PPR, Yoshi, Chase Brown, Demarcus Robinson, or Shaheed this week. Probably Yoshi in that sense. I don't know what to expect from the Cincinnati backfield. Demarcus, wide receiver 3. Shaheed, I'm probably going to go Yoshi on that one. James Conner, Jerome Ford. That's a James Conner one for me. Josh Palmer or Brian Robinson. Gosh, what's the format? Is it full PPR? Is it half PPR? Is it standard? I think that would tell me the answer. Did you hear about Tyreek's arrest? I did. Sounds like he's going to still play. It sounds like it's just another one of those like Scotty Scheffler incidents where, I don't want to dive too much into it. Nothing bad happened, but it's just one of those like I don't know much about it. Tyreek should still play though. Should I start Jamar? I think you still should. You don't want to be the guy that benched Jamar Chase for him to still go off for like 25. You know what I mean? Like you still play. Yes, the range of outcomes is still, not as ideal. It's pretty wide. It's pretty big. I think you still have to play him though. Should I trade Ayuk for Terry McLaurin? That one's an interesting one because I think the rest of the season outlook for Ayuk is great. Terry, you know what you're getting. I would probably hold on to Ayuk and you're just going to have to kind of suck it up through this week just with Ayuk on a limited role. Purdy or Dak this week? Probably going to say, I'm going to say Dak, but I wouldn't feel great about either one of them. Marv or Ridley this week? We're going to go with Marvin Harrison over Ridley on that one. Caleb or Burrow? We're going to go Caleb on that one. Deontay or George Pickens? Probably Deontay Johnson, honestly, on that one. Is Ladd McConkey going to be the new Puka and a wide receiver 1 for the Chargers? How do you view him, and should I start him? I wouldn't start him this week. I think we need to see a couple weeks of that Chargers offense to see how the wide receivers are going to shake out. I personally like Josh Palmer the most because I think he's going to be on the field the most out of that wide receiver room. That does not mean that Ladd can't come through later on in the season. I think I would not say that Ladd is the new Puka. I would not say that he's the wide receiver 1 for the Chargers, but he is someone we're stashing because if something happens to Palmer, then Ladd is the best wide receiver on that team. Should I start Puka? Yes, you should. Yes, you absolutely should. Marv or Ridley? Yeah, we answered that one. That one is Marvin Harrison. Neighbors or James Conner at the flex? That is Malik Neighbors. That one is Malik Neighbors. Waddle or Cup? Coin flip, to be completely honest. I might lean Cup. I actually, the more that I think about it, that's a Cooper Cup one. That is a Cooper Cup for sure. Noah Fant or Cole Kmet? Stream the position. Go look at waivers and see who's available at tight end. Thoughts on starting Tua over Burrow? I get that one. I get that. Jordan Addison, Jalen Warren, half PPR. I'm freaking out. Whoa, Kent. We don't need to freak out. It's okay. We've got a half hour till kickoff. It's okay. We're going to go Jalen Warren on that one. Marvin Harrison. Yes, we answered that one already. Marvin Harrison Jr. Josh Allen, CJ Stroud. Josh Allen. James Conner, DeAndre Swift. That's a James Conner one for me. Rashid Shaheed or Roma Dunze. We're probably going to go Roma on that one. What do you think of my team? AR, Kyron, A-Chan, Garrett Wilson, T. Higgins, Trey McBride, and most are at my flex. Solid, but T. Higgins is not playing. So I think for the entirety of the season, it's a really nice team. I think, but for this week, get T. Higgins out of your lineup because he is not playing. Let's see. I have Jamar and Amon-Ra. That is a very solid start to your draft. That is awesome. Elijah Ladd or Sutton this week. I'm probably going to go Cortland Sutton on that one. I just don't know what Ladd McConkey's role is going to be in LA for at least the first couple weeks of the season. Should I start the Bengals defense? It's not like a yes, you have. I'm not like pounding the table for the Bengals defense. But I think, depending on your options, we could see something there. Are you all in on Worthy now? No. Xavier Worthy is really the litmus test for how people are going to see the Chiefs wide receivers, because he only had 3 catches, right? He only had not even 3 catches. He only had 2 catches, and he had the end around, right? So I think if anything, it just says it makes me say like Xavier Worthy might actually be, not as like inconsistent. I shouldn't even say inconsistent. I think you can rely on Xavier Worthy a little bit more now. But that being said, again, he only had 2 catches. And one was a busted coverage for a touchdown. Like, I don't think last week was like that's what we're gonna get every week, because again, I really don't want to say that like he got lucky, but like, it was not. It's not something that's going to happen every single week. Olave or Godwin this week. I'm probably going to go Olave, just barely though. Just barely. Saints or Seahawks defense. Probably the Saints defense on that one. Bears defense this week. That's also another great option. James Conner or Jamar Chase in PPR. Still got to go Jamar Chase. Goff or Purdy. That's a Jared Goff one for me personally. I don't know for the flex if I should start Debo or Tank. 49ers playing the Jets, Texans playing Indy. I would still go Debo. With Ayuk on a limited role, like Debo could have a larger role in that San Francisco offense. Yes, it's a tough matchup against the Jets, but we are not going to see Debo have the potential role that he could have, right? With Ayuk on a limited snap count. Like, I think that is, you have to take advantage of that. Pitts or Schultz this week. Ben, I would do Kyle Pitts still for that one. Which should I start, Niners or Cowboys defense? Niners, probably. Don't feel great about it, but Niners. Kenneth Walker or Joe Mixon? Kent Walker for me. Keenan Allen or Devontae for the 2, because Zay Flowers played my flex. Ooh, we should have played Zay as a wide receiver and have one of those guys as a flex. It's okay, though. I would say Devontae over Keenan. Devontae over Keenan there. Put Nico in place of Kupp or Pittman. I would put Nico in over Pittman. I would still keep Kupp, though. Good morning, James. Sit Chase and play Jacoby Myers? Absolutely not. You still got to play Jamar Chase. Yes, there's a chance that Myers outscores Chase this week, but you don't want to be the guy. Again, I've said this a couple of times now. You don't want to be the guy that sat Jamar Chase and he still put up 20, right? Like, you still have to take the chance on Jamar Chase. Stroud or Rodgers this week? Probably Stroud on that one. If I show my lineup, can you tell me how you think I'll do? Sure, go for it. What should I do about Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson, Alvin Kamara, James Cook, all having the same bye week for my team? It's okay. It is okay. Hey, what's up, Tyler? What's going on? What's going on? Javonte Williams or DeAndre Swift? That is a Javonte Williams one for me. Ely Volts, how you doing? I'm doing great. I'm excited for week 1. I know we had a great game on Thursday. We had a great game on Friday. We had a great day of college football yesterday. I mean, Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame. We had Texas absolutely slapping Michigan. That was fun to watch. And then Nebraska and Colorado. We had other upsets too. We had Illinois and Kansas. We had, what were some of the other upsets? There were a ton of upsets. Anyway, Bowling Green came close to upsetting Penn State. Arkansas came close to upsetting Oklahoma State. Tulane was close to beating Kansas State. Syracuse upset Georgia Tech. Obviously, Northern Illinois, Notre Dame, Cyhawk, Iowa State, Iowa. Phenomenal game. That was a great game. Yeah, I'm a happy camper this week. Back to questions. Kenneth Walker, DK. I'm going to go Kenneth Walker on that one. Who do you cheer for in the NFL? Let's see. There it is. Nope, other way. There it is. There it is. Yeah, Skull. Yes, sir. Yeah, Love getting hurt wasn't great as a Packers fan. It wasn't really. It's not great if you're a football fan too. Like, yeah, we don't want to see anyone get hurt. Got to start one and drop one. Burrow, Daniels, or Murray. Wait a week to drop. I would start Kyler and wait a week. I would start Kyler, wait a week. Josh Allen or Jalen Phillips. Josh Allen, probably. QB Richardson, Chase Cup, Taylor, Connor, Bowers, Adams, 10-man. It's not terrible. I think Bowers as the tight end is kind of iffy. But that being said, like you're going to be able to adjust at tight end throughout the season, having preferably like halfway through the season. I think the rest of the team, though, is really, really nice. What do you think about starting the Dolphins defense, or should I pick up the Saints defense? I would start the Saints defense. Should I drop Steelers defense for the Bengals this week, or hold on to the Steelers for later weeks? I would start the Steelers defense. Are you going to be doing those every week? Great question. We indeed are. We will be going live every week before kickoff, ideally from like 10:30, 10:45 Central Time to an hour after. So we give you time to go adjust your lineups with all the advice that we had and stuff like that. But yes, we will be doing those every week. Maybe someone different, maybe Lucas and maybe Cameron. It might be myself again, but we are doing these every single week. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that you have notifications on. So when we do go live on game days, you don't miss out. Dubs in the chat. Yes, sir. George Pickens or Keenan Allen. For me, it's probably going to be George Pickens. I'm not a huge fan of Keenan Allen this week. Let's go sub. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. I had Worthy on the bench, got Chase starting, can't take the risk because Henry, Zay, and Kelsey let me down this week already. See, that one's unfortunate because Chase, you still have to play Chase. I think if Chase doesn't pay off, so like the rest of your team hasn't really paid off. So you're already playing from behind a little bit. So if Chase doesn't come through, like it is what it is, right? I think it's unfortunate that no one else that like Henry and Zay and Kelsey didn't come through, and that you have Worthy on your bench, but like you still got to play Chase. Dean, do you start Chase? Yes, you do. Jackson needs some help here. What you got? I can help you out here. Let's see. What defense? Vikings defense. Tony Pollard or Chase Brown? Probably on that one, I'm going to go Chase Brown. I'm not super high on this Tennessee backfield for this week. Do you think the Patriots can win this week? Outside chance. Yeah, outside chance. Full PPR, Burrow or Fields? That's a Justin Fields one. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Fields is starting this week. Go start Fields over almost the majority of of the quarterbacks that you have. Montgomery or Ayuk? Please can't decide. I'm going to go Montgomery on that one. Tua, Herbert, or Purdy? I'm probably going to go Tua. Not a huge fan of Purdy this week. Herbert, nah. Going to go Tua on that one. Luke, what's going on? Need some help here. Pick two between Zach Moss, Chuba Hubbard, Brian Thomas, Javonte, and one defense. Your defense, I'm going to say Seattle, but the pick two between Zach Moss, Chuba Hubbard, Brian Thomas, and Javonte. I'm going to go Javonte, and I'm going to go Chuba Hubbard. I'm going to go with those two. Pickens or Chase? I'm going to go Jamar Chase still. I thought the same thing. Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you for that advice. Of course. Since Ayuk is limited snaps and the bad matchup against the Jets, should I bench him for Palmer, Brian Thomas, Coleman, Sutton, or Ford? Oh, man, that one's tough. I think you still play Ayuk in that scenario just because you don't really have anyone else on the bench that I would feel more comfortable playing over Ayuk, even on the limited snaps. Aaron Jones, David Montgomery. I'm going to go David Montgomery on that one. Luke, thank you. Very, very welcome. Dolphins defense or Seahawks defense too. I'm going to say Miami. Brian Thomas or Jalen Waddle. Easy Jalen Waddle. And that one is Stroud, Jacobs, Debo, Amon-Ra, James Conner, DJ Moore, Trey McBride, Bears D, Aubrey Good. Yes, that is good. Zach Moss or Chuba Hubbard now that Higgins is out. I'm still going to go Chuba Hubbard. I need to see a week of what that Cincinnati backfield is going to look like. So I'm going to lean Chuba Hubbard. Thanks for all the help. Of course. Very, very happy to help you all out. All righty. We got about 5 more minutes here. So ask away. Ask all whatever questions you've got left. It can be what I thought about Thursday between Ravens and Chiefs, on Friday, Eagles and Packers. Ask whatever. If you got more Start State questions, ask away. Just a reminder, though, if you're not subscribed, we do these every single week. We are live here on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. We are also live on our TikTok page. Cameron is doing our TikTok live right now as well. If you're not following us there, make sure you do so, because we are releasing content every single day to help you stay up to date about what's happening in the NFL, giving you all the news updates, all that kind of stuff, and what that means for fantasy and all those things. So again, make sure you guys are following us on all of our socials: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, anywhere you get audio podcasts too, we are there as well. James Conner or Jamar, that has a snap count. I think I would still go Jamar. Still going to go Jamar. James Conner, Michael Pittman at the flex. I'm probably going to go James Conner. I think because you know what you're going to get with James Conner. Michael Pittman, I'm in this scenario because you know what you're getting with James Conner. You can sit Pittman for a week to see what things will look like with Anthony Richardson playing quarterback now. You think Miami, even through the changes? Yes. Pickens or Keon Coleman? I'm still going to go with George Pickens on that one. Ayuk, Najee, or Aaron Jones. I have Tyreek and Waddle as my wide receivers. I'm going to go with Najee on that one. I'm still going to go Najee. Njoku, or likely in the next few weeks, probably Njoku. I would try to sell high on Isaiah Likely. If you can upgrade at just any position with Isaiah Likely, that's a win. Jordan on Facebook, Jalen Waddle or Cooper Kupp at the flex? Cooper Kupp. Need your professional at your service. Palmer, McConkey, Sutton, Shakir, or Shaheed, and you need to. I'm going to go Josh Palmer, and I'm going to go Cortland Sutton. It's not great. Like, neither of those guys, like none of those guys you're going to feel like uber confident about. Like, I know that like some people might say that like Khalil Shakir might be like a sneaky start this week. I need to see the Buffalo wide receiver room and how that plays out this week first before I have any confidence in really playing any of them. 12-man deep dynasty. Yeah, I get it. I think those are good pieces to have. I think for this week, you go Palmer and Sutton. I think that's what you roll out. Waddle or Cooper this week, that's a Jalen Waddle one as well. That's a tongue twister. Daniels or Goff this week. I lean Jared Goff. I didn't see, but is Stroud, Jacobs, Debo? Yes, it is. It is good. That is very, very good. George Pickens or Amari Cooper for full PPR. Probably Amari Cooper. Not super high on George Pickens. I really wasn't as high on him to begin with Russell Wilson. And now that Justin Fields is there, like the reason why I'm saying start Justin Fields is because of the rushing upside, not because of what I think he can do for his wide receivers. So I'm still going Amari Cooper on that one. Why is no one trying to trade for DJ Moore, Mike Evans in my league? They say that they are trash and overrated. If they are saying they're trash and overrated, then you I don't know if you can necessarily like, I don't know. Like, it's odd that they are saying that those guys are trash because they are very not. They are very, very not. Let's see, Derek, Michael Pittman, DJ Moore, Pickens, or Jackson Smith and Jigba. Which three? Thanks for your help. I'm going to go Pittman, DJ Moore, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. I'm going to go with those three. Pickens is the odd man out in that one. Hunter, who do you think would be a good player to trade for my flex? I think we'll need to see after week 1. I think you can find like a JSN as a solid flex. I would maybe even go like Chris Godwin as a flex, but that The problem is that you're not going to be able to capitalize before week 1, right? Where some of these guys are going to have really good performances. So we're going to have some kind of content of like buy low, sell high at some point during the week. Definitely check that out, because that'll have all the players that you could target who's got, upside moving forward, who you need to get rid of because they're not going to match what they did in week 1. So stay tuned. I'll say stay tuned. Richardson or Fields this week, that's still Richardson. Richardson is one of like the 5 or 6 or 7 quarterbacks I would still play over Justin Fields. Godwin or Higgins this week. Chris Godwin, because T. Higgins is not playing. If T. Higgins is on your team and he's still in your starting lineup, you need to take him out because he is not playing this week. Let's do 2 more. Jordan on Facebook, McCaffrey to start, Mixon or Achane, a running back 2. Achane for that one. Yeah, McCaffrey and Achane feels like the way to go. Thanks for all the help, of course. And the last one from Tommy over on YouTube. James Conner, Deontay, Raheem Mostert, flex spot in a 10-man half PPR. Since it's half PPR, it's Mostert, Conner, and Deontay for me. Last one to end on. Ready for football season? Heck yeah. Heck yeah, I am, and I hope you are too. So that being said, I'm going to let you all go. Go make all those changes to your lineups as you want. We're going to go enjoy week 1. We're going to enjoy the first Sunday slate. Of course, always happy to help all of you. Again, we will be here every single week. We will be here on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, on TikTok. Live Q&A, starts and sets, all of your questions. We will be live an hour before kickoff to answer all of your questions. We will be releasing, we are 60-second long videos. We do those every single day. So make sure you're following us over there on TikTok and also on YouTube. We post those there. Instagram, we post there as well. I kind of forgot about Instagram. We are over on Instagram as well. But then we are also releasing our podcast episodes that are anywhere from 30 to 50 minutes typically, that have all the kind of adjustments and advice that you need to make for your own fantasy teams and stuff like that. So make sure you're following us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere that you listen to music and get your podcast. We are there as well. So again, thank you so much for all of your guys' support. Thanks for all of your support during the off season. And now at this point, it is time to start the journey of becoming league champs. So enjoy week 1. We will be back next week. We have videos coming out as soon as tomorrow. We will be back then on Tuesday with longer content for you all. So again, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy week 1. We'll see you on the next one. Deuces.